Thompson, another look. Just strong arms his way to the bucket. Allo, spinning.
Banked it in.
Edwards got it off in time.
What's good, Hoop fans? Welcome to a brand new episode of NBA on Fire. This week we'll kick it with the boys from the BK. The Brooklyn Nets are our team of the week. Then we'll head south of the border for our game of the week as we check in with the Miami Heat and San Antonio Spurs playing in the Mexico games. Next, there's something magical happening in Orlando. Our Eastern Player of the Week is the Magic's Paolo Banchero. Anthony Edwards from the Minnesota Timberwolves is our Western Player of the Week. Let's go! Welcome to NBA on Fire. Blow! How you like them now? The Brooklyn Nets have been bringing the ruckus, and they're our team of the week. Jay-Z and Biggie Smalls said it best. Brooklyn's finest, you rewind this, representing BK to the fullest. Those lyrics once proudly chanted have felt more like an echo lately, as the Brooklyn Nets looked a little out of sync to start the season. But after hiring coach Jacques Vaughn, the Nets have managed to find not just their conductor, but their balance and their baseline. Once again, they're playing with the rhythm of a team. Vaughn has been transformative for the team, taking them from a team that started off beat to fourth in the East, only trailing the C's in the Atlantic Division. Vaughn has been credited with being a true player's coach. He's won over the likes of KD by holding each individual player accountable, while at the same time giving players freedom to play and ultimately pulling all the focus back to the game. Looks like they're going hard and doing it the Brooklyn way, with KD and Kyrie once again leading the way. They showed up and showed out to combine for 62 points versus the visiting Charlotte Hornets at the Barclays Center. Looking fresh with their City Edition white jerseys, KD would dominate the first half with 14 on his way to 29 points.
Big finish for KD.
But Buzz City gave them some fits behind the 29 of Terry Rozier. Kyrie came clutch in the second half with 21 points and kept the Nets ahead to outlast the Hornets 122 to 116. He'd finished the game with a game-high 33 points, 5 boards, and 9 dimes. Next up, to close the homestand, they pulled out the welcome carpet under the feet of the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks kept it close with Trae Young going for 33 points and 9 assists, but the Nets had their answer in Kyrie and KD once again. Kai was doing it all with 33 points and hit the boards with 11, with 5 on the offensive side.
Irving floats it up, doesn't get the roll, but he follows it home.
And KD clipped the Hawks with 34 points. He pulled the Nets to tie the game with a man's jam.
That's a man's jam. KD.
And hitting 2 dagger threes. Nets W, 120 to 116. They hadn't played 7 straight home games since moving to the BK a decade ago, and they took advantage, only losing to the Boston Celtics. On the road again, the Nets visited the Indiana Pacers and sat out 7 of their top scorers. So who would answer the call? Who would Coach Vaughn lean on? The Nets did it by committee, with Edmund Sumner pacing the Nets with 14 in the
But he follows it home.
and KD clipped first quarter. Day'Ron Sharpe dominated the inside with a season high of 20 points and 12 boards. Then it was time to cam it up. Cam Thomas popped off the bench and scored a career high of 33 points, 21 in the fourth, while shooting 65% from the field. The Nets shut the Pacers and won 136 to 133.
I think the Pacers would be in this situation when the night started. 2 more for Thomas.
Next up, the Nets played the Washington Wizards at the Capital One Arena with a well-rested crew, and that could only mean one thing. The Wizards were in for a long night. Kyrie was magical in the first half with 20 on his way to 24 points and wowed the crowd with every move.
Kyrie show and go left-hand lay-in.
Straight from Brooklyn, never taking shorts because KD is the borough. KD was nasty with it.
The guard Durant. Durant's fadeaway is good.
He finished with 30 points, 9 boards, and 6 dimes. Nets win again, 112 to 100. The Nets made their way to the north of the border to battle a Raptors team at the brink of a make-or-break point in their season. The Raptors were determined to snap the Nets' winning streak, and Fred VanVleet played like a man on fire. He scored 25 in the first half and outscored KD and Kyrie, who scored 24 points combined.
Here comes Fred in the paint.
Puts it up and in.
But in the third, it was a steady dose of Kai and KD, who scored 9 in the third on his way to 26 points.
Offensive struggles get you down. Keep competing.
In the fourth, it was Kyrie's turn to take over. Sometimes watching Kyrie play is like watching art unfold right before your eyes. He played all 12 minutes of the last quarter and scored 15, but none more clutch than this.
For the Nets, Kyrie trying to get some room for the win. Got it at the buzzer.
Horn sounded, 0-0 on the clock. Nets win, 119 to 116. Believe it or not, this was Kyrie's first career game-winning buzzer beater, and the Nets' first buzzer beater since Brook Lopez did it back in March 21, 2017. Hold up! Wait a minute, there's more. The Nets traveled to the Motor City to battle the Pistons, and it was a demolition derby type of game. The Pistons jumped out early to a 17-point halftime lead, but that jump-started KD to score a career high of 26 points of his 43 points in the third quarter.
Durant to forecourt rises and fires and fills it.
Draining 3 trays to close out the quarter. Slim Reaper time!
4 seconds, Durant for 3, and it's through. He knew it when he let it go.
Kyrie was on it and finished with 38 points, 6 rebounds, 3 dimes, and a steal.
Coming down with a rebound and losing it. Jalen Durant driving the other way. Kyrie Irving lays it up, lays it in.
Brooklyn W, 124 to 121. No sleep till Brooklyn. The Nets are on fire, and they started off by exterminating the Hornets at home, 122 to 116 behind the combined 62 of KD and Kyrie. Then they ground the Hawks 120 to 116 with another monster show from Kai and KD with 67 points combined. They outran the Indiana Pacers 136 to 133. Then they headed to DC and hypnotized the Wizards and won 112 to 100. Then up at the 6, they snatched it away from the Raptors on Kyrie's buzzer beater, 119 to 116. To fuel their fiery streak, the Nets zoomed past the Pistons, 124 to 121, behind the combined 81 points of KD and Kyrie.
Durant, bullseye! It's a 3.
You're 5-1 at home. You got one more, and that's what I said to the team. Let's be 6-1 in this homestand.
Durant back in, drive and slam. That's a man's jam. KD.
How were you able to find your spots and get going early?
I feel like I got a lot of layups that quarter. Cuts to the rim, my teammates finding me, and then lanes opening up from screens and movement on the backside to get me open. So, I got to thank my teammates for that start of the game.
We've been challenging ourselves a little bit without Ben for someone else to create pace. We were able to do that. Multiple guys had the basketball in their hand.
Durant lobs it up. Claxton puts it down.
We continue to move the ball, we're going to find good shots, and I think we're always looking for the better shot. We might have a good one, but we kick to a great one, so we got to keep doing that.
For the Nets, Kyrie trying to get some room for the win. Got it at the buzzer.
The shot's incredible. We're accustomed to seeing Kyrie make shots like that, but to me, what's impressive is that supporting cast.
The way they're playing, they're just, just like they're building a grit, a resolve, and kind of quietly under the radar, just winning games and climbing up the standings.
I'm just grateful that I had the trust in my teammates. We legitimately scrapped the play. Everybody was like, okay, we're going to go out and do this. When you get wins like that where everybody is on the same page and we're all flowing like that, it feels even better.
31 for Cam Thomas, 19 in the fourth quarter.
I just want to stay ready and give my chance, give my team a chance to win.
To be able to be in a position when playoffs come around and your number's called, that you have confidence, your teammates have confidence in you, that's what we're building towards.
Double it. Wow. When Neesmith tried to come over, he couldn't get there in time.
The night was all our opportunities, and just stay ready. Show the Brooklyn team that, even though guys do go down, you still got the young guys that can come in, help out, step up.
Did not think the Pacers would be in this situation when the night started. 2 more for Thomas.
Jock is doing a great job of making adjustments throughout the game. We stayed poised, and that's the type of team you want to be on.
Jock on is mixing it up. You know a player has got a hot hand. You need to put out a push.
Oh, Claxton comes over, and Irving controls.
He's unique. He's something we need, adds a different dimension to our team, being able to guard on the perimeter and block shots. So, that's a huge play.
Here comes Durant. He'll fire. You bet! Oh, a heat check of epic proportions.
What opened up for you?
I got a couple free throws. Was able to get some good looks off of screens. Just tried to stay locked into the game plan on defense. That usually gets me going on offense.
So right now, Jacque Vaughn, like I said, he put everybody in their place. Everyone's comfortable. They're starting in their role, and they understand how the offense is going to run. Everybody's got to play defense. Win games.
Nets survive thanks to those 2 guys, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant.
These guys are so special. When we are together and you have this uniform on, it's about basketball. And these guys are playing the game that they love.
Arriba! The Heat and the Spurs played over 7,000 feet above sea level and got Arnott for Game of the Week. The NBA returned to Mexico for the first time since the pandemic, and what a welcome party it was. It was an annual tradition for almost 2 decades, and you could tell that the San Antonio Spurs and the Miami Heat were determined to give them a show. Their rare 3-game winning streak was just snapped by Portland, but the good news was, for the first time in weeks, Coach Pop was going to have his starting 5 in full health. Coach Spo, on the other hand, was enjoying the December resurgence of his bubble breakout star, Tyler Hero. The 4th-year player had just dropped 41 on the Houston Rockets the game before and is averaging career highs in almost every stat category this season. Jimmy Butler's also been having a string of good games, and the first order of business for the vet was to sample a local delicacy.
The next time I come back, even more cricket.
So, did it turn out to be a good pregame snack for Mr. Buckets? Well, it certainly didn't seem like it in the opening period. Jimmy only scored 2 in the first, but Tyler was there to pick up the slack with 9, starting off with this jumper.
Just let that first one fly.
Which Bam Adebayo quickly followed up with a strong alley-oop from Max Strus.
Wow, for Bam!
Keldon Johnson started off strong for San Antonio with 10, with 6 of those coming from beyond the arc. The Spurs ended the first up by 3, 28-25. The Grasshoppers then started to work for Jimmy, and him and Bam combined for 19 points in the second. Here's another huge slam from Bam.
Off a beautiful assist from Hero.
On the other end, Keldon was still hot, and this shot from deep put them up by 5.
Keldon Johnson bringing rain.
Spurs up 55-52 at the half. Jimmy erupted for another 10 points in the third. He opened up scoring for the Heat with a tray, then almost immediately followed that up with this driving layup.
Here comes Jimmy driving on Page. Diop banking it in.
Tyler Hero then came up with back-to-back shots of his own, and the Heat were down by just 1.
Hero a pull-up 3. Kaboom!
This finger roll from Keldon Johnson put the Spurs back up by 4. We entered the final period with San Antonio still up 84-80. Bam didn't waste any time, starting off the 4th strong with another massive jam.
Crowding out, Bam Adebayo.
His first of 3 in the period. They then teamed up for back-to-back baskets towards the halfway mark of the quarter, with this jumper from Jimmy.
Butler for the baseline jumper.
And this step back from Bam.
Oh, Bam painting a very pretty picture.
That sequence gave Miami an 8-point lead, and Tyler was only too willing to capitalize.
He'll take the right wing 3. Kaboom!
Miami played excellent defense in the endgame, and the Spurs were held scoreless in the final 2 minutes. The Heat took this one 111-101, and it looks like Grasshoppers may find their way into Jimmy's list of pregame snacks from now on. Never change, Jimmy. Never change. Keldon Johnson showed up for the Spurs with 22 points on 42.9% shooting, adding 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal. After his massive game against the Rockets, Tyler Hero continues to do it all for Coach Spo. He ended up with 21 points on 6 of 16 shooting from the field and a perfect 6 of 6 from the line, while adding 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. Bam delivered a double-double for the Heat with 22 points and 13 boards. He made 11 of his 18 attempts and finished with a stellar plus-minus of 29. Coffee and Grasshopper aficionado Jimmy Buckets ended up with 26 points in 34 minutes. The 11-year veteran shot 9 of 15 from the field and 7 of 10 from the stripe, also adding 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. Let's take another look at everything that went down.
When we first came out of the court, we looked around and it looked basically pretty packed to me. So I thought that they welcomed the NBA very, very well, and I hope they enjoyed themselves. They acted like they did.
On behalf of the Miami Heat and the entire NBA, we want to thank you guys for being such great hostess to us. We appreciate it. Y'all city is very beautiful, and we look forward to giving you guys a great show tonight.
That's Hero from the corner, missing the three. Bam! Flushes it down.
You know, coming here twice in my NBA career, my rookie year, and obviously now, but it's been incredible fan base. Like I said, I can't thank them enough for, coming out to just show us love.
Yeah, we wanted to finish this road trip off 4-0, get the sweep. That's what we were talking about. So, we kind of had some sluggish moments, but second half it was just about executing and competing. So, always good to get back on the plane with a win.
Johnson fly into the air and gets the bucket.
Yeah, I feel like we played a very experienced and really good team tonight. I feel like that they out-executed us down the stretch. They got to what they wanted to get to, and, we kind of struggled offensively and defensively. So head goes off to them.
Quickly, the outlet, and the dunk from KBD!
It was a great opportunity to be able to come out here. It was a blessing. We had some great food. We went to a couple of different restaurants. It was great being out here. Hopefully we can play back out here again and next time get a win.
I love being able to play basketball all over the world in front of so many different fans. And I will say one thing. I'm coming back on my world-renowned coffee tour this summer. So I want y'all to be chin Big Face Coffee whenever I come back around.
Looks like things are starting to click in the city of Orlando. Paolo Banchero has the magic touch, and he's our Eastern Player of the Week. When you're selected as a first overall draft pick for the NBA, you can bet your bootstraps that there are going to be some high-flying expectations that come along for the ride. But despite the stratospheric expectations from the organization, his teammates, and himself, Paolo Banchero has managed to meet them all, and then some. After some stellar play, Banchero has snapped their 9-game skid and replaced that with a streak of 6, their longest winning streak since 2019. In this streak, they've taken down the Clippers, Raptors twice, Hawks, and the Celtics twice. Let's take a closer look at Game 2 of this back-to-back home series for Boston and Orlando and how Paolo has risen to the occasion. Paolo started hot and controlled the game with veteran precision. His first 2 shots from the field were trays to light the fire.
Knocks down another 3.
Then he showed his ability to create his own shot with a nice pull-up jumper that froze his defender and worked a smaller defender down low. Paolo would score 11 on 66.7% shooting from the field and 100% from deep. Magic up 26-23. In the second, it was still a steady diet of Paolo dropping buckets, living on the outside edge of the TD Garden.
3-point shot, Paolo. He's good again. Oh my goodness. He's on fire. 4th of the game.
Then he got the old school 3-point play against Jaylen Brown to close out the half, and that made it another 11 points in the quarter.
Paolo spinning. Banked it in, and a foul. A miracle shot by Paolo Banchero.
Magic up at the half, 50-41. But in the third, the Celtics clamped down on defense and pumped in more buckets, with Jaylen Brown leading the way with 9 points. They held the Magic to 33.3% shooting in the quarter and limited Paolo to 1 basket. The C's take the lead into the final quarter, 71-68. Could the Magic flip the script on the Celtics? Yes, they did. The Magic picked up where the C's left off. Orlando turked it up on defense and held the Celtics to 30.4% shooting. An unlikely source of points for the Magic was Admiral Schofield, who scored 11 of his 13 in the fourth, drilling 3 trays to help the Magic stay in it and break a 9-0 run of the Celtics. Paolo would finally grab the lead for good for Orlando with a difficult 3-point shot over Marcus Smart. Oof.
That kind of night.
Magic won this one and swept the Celtics at the TD Garden 95-92. let's take a closer look at Mr. Banchero's night at Beantown. Paolo played 34 minutes and had a stat line of 31 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. He shot 42.9% from the field, 9 for 21, 85.7% from deep, 6 for 7, and 7 for 9 at the charity stripe, 77.8%. Let's take a look at that highlight reel.
It means a lot to come out here in this environment and get 2 straight. You know, it's against that team, a great team. It means a lot, and I think it did a lot, you know, for our confidence going forward. You know we can compete with anybody, so we just got to keep the same level of focus.
Banchero. Oh, man. Seriously?
He's on fire.
These young men are always ready for the moment. You know, obviously, he played very well tonight, and he was willing to, you know, obviously step in and take his shots, but also looking to find his teammates. They embraced what he was doing, and, you know, they trusted that.
Banchero knocks down a 3. Banchero having a night.
How satisfying is that? Your teammates believing in you, the coaches, and then it paying off tonight.
Yeah, man, they put me with all the confidence in the world to shoot that ball. I've been putting in a lot of work with the coaches. And just really grinding, you know, and just letting it fly, you know, having a just free mindset when I'm out there and just shooting it, man. And, you know, today was a good night, and my teammates were there for me.
Banchero answers the call with the 3. Man, if he could do that.
I think that's just been shown these last, 6-7 games. It's just us trusting each other and, living with the result. You know, right now it's 6 in a row.
I think our group loves this. Right, we talk about we're going to hang our hat on the defensive end of the floor, and this is one of those games. Shots weren't falling. It was a battle, aggressive, physical, and our guys are understanding this is what it's going to take, night in and night out.
We can show up in those big moments, on the road, at home. It really doesn't matter as long as we're, strapped in and focused on, the game plan and take it one possession at a time, one play at a time.
That's who this team has to be. Gritty, tough, fighting for one another, and again, just staying the course no matter what's happening in the game and believing in it.
Ant played around and scored a season high and helped his team break a franchise record in the process. Anthony Edwards is no stranger to seeing his name in record books. In his rookie year, he became the 3rd youngest player in NBA history to score 40-plus points when he dropped 42, 7, and 3 on the Phoenix Suns. Later that year, he became just the 7th player to ever score 2,000 points in his first 100 games at age 20 or younger. He's also the youngest player in league history with 10 3-pointers in the game. No doubt about it, this kid is dripping with talent. His athleticism is unparalleled, his on-court confidence practically palpable, and the scariest thing about him is he's only 21 years old. There's truly no limit to his ceiling, and who knows what other records he's going to break in the future. He's definitely been good for Mitty, and they certainly proved it in their game against the Chicago Bulls. Despite having a challenging start to the season, something tells us that things might be looking up for them. The opening period was pretty close, but out strong with Zach LaVine and Vooch carrying the load. On the other end, Naz Reid poured in 10 points, while Ant and D'Lo dropped 7 and 6 respectively, and hit us with a couple of driving layups.
Great hezzy and finish, Anthony Edwards.
And the T-Wolves ended the first down by 2, 32-34. D'Lo took over for Mitty in the second with 14 on perfect shooting, going 5 of 5 overall and 4 of 4 from deep. Chicago shot a respectable 58.3% in the period, but the T-Wolves were playing like men possessed.
Nate Knight, staying with your chest, Nate Knight. Oh, my.
The step-back jumper from Ant gave Minnesota a 10-point cushion. At the half, the Bulls were down by 6. Mr. Edwards saved his best work for the third. The man was practically unstoppable.
Edwards right out of the gate, firing and connecting on a 3-ball.
And followed that up with a driving dunk.
Oh, get out of the way. Edwards with the throwdown.
Another 3 from the Ant-Man put Mitty up by 12. While this step-back jumper widened the gap to 17. But he was far from done.
The steal. Edwards got it off in time. Oh! Are you kidding me? Edwards!
The Wolves waltzed into the fourth up 113-97. Lamar and Vooch tried their best to make things happen for Chicago, but the Wolves were relentless. They made 6 of their 8 attempts from deep, including this one from Ant.
The pull-up from Edwards. Oh, money!
The slam off of Jaden McDaniels' dime gave him 35.
Pass up ahead. Here's the exclamation point. Oh, the windmill!
And he immediately followed that up with a floater. He ended up with 9 in the quarter and a season-high 37 in total. More importantly, he got Mini the dub, 115-126, breaking their franchise record for most points scored in a game. Some people collect stamps, but Ant collects records. What he's gonna break next, your guess is as good as ours. Anthony Edwards was on the floor for 38 minutes and notched season highs in both points and assists with 37 and 11. He made 13 of his 24 attempts, went a perfect 7 of 7 from the stripe, added 7 boards and 2 steals, and ended up with a plus-minus of 15. It was an incredible performance and an exceptionally dominant third quarter that led to a statement win for Minnesota. They broke quite a few records in this game. Their 150 points was a franchise best, so were their 57 made field goals. Their 78.7% effective field goal percentage and 79.8% shooting percentage likewise shattered their franchise records. I think we all need to see that again. Here's the Ant-Man hammering hard on the Bulls.
Rockets to work it in. The steal. Edwards got it off in time. Oh! Are you kidding me?
What a night for you, Ant, especially in that third quarter with 19 points. You come back with a steal and let it fly. What were you thinking in that moment?
Murder, murder, kill, kill. That's it.
Terrific guy. Pass up ahead. Here's the exclamation point. Oh, the windmill. Anthony Edwards.
When the ball hits the floor before the player does, that's how you know you dunked it pretty hard. We've been dying to see Ant get up like that, and it was really nice to see that, 100%.
McDaniels, corner 3, goal!
You know, he's really filling up a stat sheet right now. Like the other night, he had 11 rebounds and 7 assists, and tonight's the opposite, just doing it all.
Edwards sizing up Levine. Knight for 3. Oh! Knight showing us everything!
I give all the credit to Nathan Knight, man. He came in and gave us everything he had. Player of the game.
Outside, Knight. Now it's Russell. Oh, the pocket pass. Nate Knight! Bucket and the foul!
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's what he wants to do.
It was so much fun, man, because we always make fun of him about how much he loved dunking the ball, and it was actually fun to see him to come out here and dunk the ball in a live game. So I'm extremely proud of him. I'm pretty sure all the other guys are.
Ant and D'Lo have been, super transparent with me, with everybody on the team, just, how we can help them and how they can help us as well.
Well, it was a season-high team total from beyond the arc for your group. Everyone was letting the 3-ball fly tonight. How good was it to have that kind of game for this team and what you guys need right now?
It was great. We got a big game tomorrow night, and it was good to get our rhythm tonight so we can play hard tomorrow.
Ant, congrats on the win. Good job tonight.
Thank you.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and we are honored that you chose to spend it with us. You're all on our nice list for sure. We hope you have a very Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next week for a very special episode of NBA on Fire.